It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and Adrian's naked. It's the Big Detective
Sorry,
Show.
I'm round Gareth's. I've just come out of his loft and it was hot up there. I had to take some clothes off. Evening, everyone. All right, Dave?
Evening. Evening, Gareth.
He's busy. He's got a quiz book for his mum and they're sitting there going through it in the back room. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff up there.
Lad.
Oh, out of breath. You all right, mate?
Simply lovely.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you're good, aren't you?
I am good. Best I've been for a while, in fact. So what can we say? But it's been a busy old week, Mr. Gaylor.
Mr. David, it has been mental. Absolutely metal detecting mungus. I've got a list here because I had to write it down because there's so much going on in the world of detecting. But before I get Philip Wills, thank you for pointing out the end of the last show. We were waffling on so much with Fraser that I forgot that this. Time. We're going to give away a copy of this. This is the winner of our book wars last week from Weeks of Thing. Advanced Detective Norfolk Wolf. We'll give it away tonight, and I will remember how we do it. I don't know. Could be guess who's in Gareth's loft. Actually, that'd be a good one.
There you go. That is a good one.
Yeah, so we'll guess who's in Gareth's loft tonight, and whoever wins it first in the chat will win a copy of Advanced Detecting.
I don't think that works very well when you say in the chat, Adrian, because we have so many people pop up. Why don't we do it as a simple email direct to yourself, and the first email that comes through direct to yourself is the winner? Adrian at bigdetectingshow.com.
Yes, because that means people actually have to type it, and yeah.
Well, it's not just that. It's just there've been so many times when we've done.
Yeah, and then when I have to watch the show over because I forget who it is and all that. Yeah, we'll do that.
Say people, we all get confused and what have you.
We could do a duck race, Philip. We could do a duck race, but I feel sorry for the ducks. I feel sorry for the ducks, and we're not that kind of show. Not that there's nothing against shows that do that.
How's your weather?
Had fair amount of snow on a day in the week. I can't remember what day it was. And it went, and now it's just rained and sleet. And have you got snow?
I did at work, but not much. I work in Utoxeter, and I drive home over the Staffordshire Moorlands, and it was bad, made doubly worse by the snow drifts. The roads were basically impassable, but I got onto the Leek to Ashbourne Road, which I know you don't need, everything, and that was straight all the way home. Got to the other side of the Leek in Staffordshire, and there was nothing, not a sausage. Windy, very, very windy. So I'm looking forward to something at 4:30 in the morning on my way to work.
Well, it was all right here. It's okay, but it's just very wet.
Can you go detecting this weekend is the main concern.
Yes. James, if you're watching Saturday morning, I'm out on that bit of grass near the stream that has never produced much. So that's going to be interesting. So, yeah, I'm going to go out Saturday with the dog. And I'm going to go off-roading Saturday, James. Going to go, if he's watching, I think, go up that hill of mud and then in the field. And then
have you had any all-terrain tyres put on yet?
No, which makes it more fun. I've got one new tyre on the front and the rest are like quite not bold. But
are you planning on having some all-terrain tyres on it? Because that'll be
yeah, jack-up kit on it. Yeah, but yeah, and then be off-roading. But it's good at the moment. But this week I saw my flow. I saw my flow today, which was nice.
Am I going to go to full screen yet?
No, you don't. No, you don't need to. You're not
going to do show and tell.
I've got that back this week.
Which
is a nice little. Nice little ring.
What ring? Where?
And it took 3.5 years, but it's finally come back to me. So
hold on. I'm actually looking for something. Oh, there it is.
It's fucking gold. It's got gold. It's gold.
Now that shows how far back it was because I think he filmed it on a Nokia 3310. But yeah, that was 3.5 years ago. Oh, look at my nails. Awful, aren't they? Yeah.
So, what information has the flow given you in relation to said ring?
It's a decorated gold finger ring with a pentagonal faceted mount set with a blue gemstone, a cabochon sapphire, dating between 1200 and 1350.
Marvelous.
And do you know what? It's not until I got home and I got all my paperwork with it, I thought, hang on a minute, all this research, and I've got like A4 page plus, it's all free. All right, it takes a long time, but eventually, if you're lucky, you get your treasure back because it's been declared treasure, but the museums don't want it. But it's all free. And the flow was lovely, and the flow assistant at Essex, the new one, I've forgotten the name, but the assistant's called Poppy. Can't remember the actual flow's name, but yeah, she's inundated with finds. So if you are sending stuff there, I think with all the flows, it's crazy at the moment. And she said there's so many new people coming into the hobby who are finding like a broken pipe surface find and then taking it there. And there was a guy apparently who went just for me with 3 boxes full of finds, new to the hobby, which is probably to, I don't know, he might be watching the show, but yeah, it's getting there. And I said to her, I bet you're looking forward to the app, and she said yes. So there is going to be an app, I think, soon, which Michael Lewis, when he came on the show, said to us about, didn't he? An app for the fines. But yeah,
He certainly did.
Got that back. So I'm pleased about that. So I've got to speak to the farmer and see what happens to that, because it's obviously 50-50. And then you went metal detecting twice this weekend, David.
Boy, did I. Yes, basically a field that we were offered to detect locally to me sells tomorrow, and I've not been able to go because I've been a little bit under the weather. So me and the boy Sadler and Holdcroft, Staffordshire Searcher Shane Oldcroft came with me on Saturday, and on Sunday Mrs. Sadler had to go to work. The lad went with her. So I messaged the group, and Steve came with us. Steve's been on the show before, Spanish as we call him because his last name's Real. And yes, we hoovered up Adrian. Absolutely brilliant. As you're entering the field, there was an old, I sent you the pictures of the old air raid shelter, which was mint. I was in and out of that. It was a squeeze, but I got in. First bit of the field, very. Do you know, it was mad, Adrian? Right across the centre of the field, there was a fox track, you know, where the fox is going back and to all the time.
Always following.
Everywhere up until that fox track was full of iron and trash. Everything after the fox track, I think we must have had 30, 40 coins up between us. Mason had, he's obviously not, he's very, very novice, my boy. He's not found much. He found a coin himself, a watch winder and a buckle. Shane had buckles, coins, buttons, as did I. And then I was beside myself. When somebody decided to completely and utterly take the wind out of one's sails. I found a penny aeroplane, and I was absolutely beside myself at that, because, as you know, I like my artifacts and things that mean something and have been something, and that to me was absolutely fantastic. But I sent it to my colleague Adrian to say, hey, look what I found, I'm so excited. And he went, swap you, didn't you?
Sorry. Yeah, Elizabeth the first. No, you don't have to put it.
No, yes you do, it's show and tell. You dropped it, haven't you?
Yeah. It's a bit messy, but Elizabeth the first groat. Yeah.
Does it have another side?
Yeah, it's worn. But yeah, big old bit of silver. Yeah. And
thanks,
but I would have I've got a few groats, and I would have preferred your plane, in all honesty. But yes, Tony, I agree. The plane is nicer. Plane's got someone sat there making that, whereas mine's just been smashed out with someone losing it in the field. But yeah, I took out the Legend with the latest version. Well, do I have the beta? No, I had the version 11. Yeah, I've been out of the beta before. And I'll tell you what, the Legend, It's a cracking little machine. It really is. Some people might not like it, but for value for money and bucks, it's good. Bucks? What did I say bucks for? Which brings me on to IWA this last weekend.
Outdoor thingy.
Yes.
Outdoor
So
classic.
those who probably didn't see it, Nocta, Dilek were quite vocal about Mind Lab. Very vocal. If you want to watch it, go onto the Nocta Facebook page or website or whatever, or Instagram. Nocta were very vocal about their machines and Mind Lab and how they market and their customer service and stuff like that. So
we won't go too much into it. We'll let people go and view it themselves. But Dilek's words were very, very passionate. As the Turkish people are very passionate, and we know she's very passionate about the product. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think the thing that got me is, everyone. It's good for us. It's good for us in the hobby, because the more they bicker between themselves, not just Nocta, but everyone, Mind Lab and whoever, and you name it. Competition's good. It's healthy, and it brings the price down. And we've seen that. We saw the Legend come down. It's going up again soon because of manufacturing costs. We've seen the Xterra Pro, which I'm going to be trying out soon. And it's all good to the hobby. But what's really interesting, which has really got me, I won't go into detail too much, but a lawsuit's been issued against Mind Lab, against Nocta on their multi-frequency patent, on someone else's multi-frequency patent. But it's only been issued against Nocta, not Deus XP, not Quest. It's quite interesting, and I think we'll see some interesting things going forward. And then Nocta brought out the new Simplex range, the 3 new Simplex machines. And then Dilek the other day said that everyone who's got a Legend, they're bringing out new carbon fiber shafts for the Legend. And anyone who's bought a Legend who hasn't got one will get it at a not cost price, but a reduced price. So it's mental. It's like going to buy a new car and you've got the Vauxhall dealer fighting against the Ford dealer, and then suddenly Kia come along. It's all proper kicking off, and it is really, really interesting. And then, like I said, Mind Lab have brought the Xterra out at like under 300 quid without headphones. It's crazy, really, really crazy. But then at IWA, we had Quest, who I like, you like, don't you, David? We like Quest machines.
We like Quest.
And they've brought out the V80 and 90. Yeah, V80 and 90. Interesting looking machines. And they've also brought out a new pinpointer. And they've also doing a prototype folding lightweight spade. But more importantly, which I think Derek Will said in the chat, they've acquired air detector. Do you remember air detector?
I didn't know that.
So Quest are looking at soon launching a detector that runs off your mobile phone, like the air detector. So it's proper kicking off. And then I also heard things about Seascope might be doing something very, very soon. Then I heard something that Reuters have got an announcement in April. It's all going to go blinking bananas. And then Quest, XP are probably going to bring out an update very shortly, hopefully, for the DAS 2. It's all going, it's too much. I think I've gone through everything.
I've got to say, Adrian, mentioning air detectors, we had one to test, which Shane kindly took upon himself to take out, and it was fecking appalling. And I think Philip Wills will probably agree.
Yes, it was, but it's like you probably could have said that about the first electric car. Someone with money and skills needs to be able to pick it up, because like we all know, the processor in our phones is a lot more powerful than our detector. So I don't know, it'd be interesting what Quest come up with. But their new pinpointer looks good. You take it out, it comes on, you put it back in the pouch, it goes off. No more faffing about with buttons. You can look at that on, I think Joan Allen Facebook page have got quite good coverage on Quest machines, but I'm hopefully going to get the Quest V90 as well soon, and I like Quest machines, so that'd be quite good.
Well, I've just put together a little slide presentation to show, and it doesn't seem to be loading onto the system.
What's it a slide of?
It's
it
from Angela and Derek Sherwin. I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, I think. I'm gonna have to share my screen. Let me share my screen, Adrian.
Okay, dear. Yes, certainly.
It's the old-fashioned way. So
I'll tell you what. I can talk. Oh, come on.
Are we there
You
yet?
still
Right.
No.
So Angela ordered a present after watching Monarch Designs on the show for Derek Sherwin, and there it is. It came. There it is in all its finery and glory.
Am I right in saying that's £60
I couldn't tell you. I'm sure she'll be able to
with
tell
the
us.
pot?
And the pot's in it as well. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. Can you zoom in or not? Or...
I've no idea.
Oh, is it on the Book of Faces?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, Monarch Designs seem to be doing very, very well at the moment, and I know why. But that attention, I think if you zoom, you can't zoom in, but the attention to detail is lovely. But thank you for sharing that with us, Angela and Derek. Very nice of you. I think a lot of people are happy with the stuff Monarch Designs are doing. Don't you, Dave?
Yeah, I think I just realised what I've done wrong. Have I?
No.
Go on. No, I was doing it. Something not happening. It's not processing. Well, it's processing. That means it's uploading.
I don't know.
But it might come in here. Anyway. Moving on. We've also got several clips from the latest Peaky Finders dig as well that Luke's kindly uploaded to the system. And oh yes, it's worked. It's worked. So let's try that again, shall we? There we are.
Oh, can you zoom in, or we can? Can't we?
You can. I can't.
No, I can't. Oh, I can't. Oh, what's happened there? That pot is 3D printed, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Monarch Designs, Google it. He's on Facebook. He's got a website as well. But I love the 3D printed stuff. It really does look gold. Oh, £65.
Right.
But he has put them up to 85. Yeah, I was just about to say, Ange, £65 is cheap for that. Because there's a lot of different components in there and a pot.
Yeah, he didn't realise how long they were making to take. Yeah, there are a hell of a lot of components as well.
Have you got anything from Monarch Designs?
No.
I've got a Finds lid, Treasure Hunting magazine one. That's all I got, but that's good. But I haven't got anything else. But I want to buy some bits off him.
Me too. When I get some money.
Well, hopefully
mine's tied up in 50th birthday party malarkey.
Do you know what I did for my 50th?
Went to the pub.
Yep. And then next day went to Tecton. Had a lovely day.
And I think am I right in saying that you've booked the night off work on April the 6th, haven't you?
Yes.
This work.
Oh, this work, yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I have. I'm seeing Clinton Baptiste. And you probably don't. Phoenix Nights. Yes.
Nonce.
Yeah. Yes. Those who know him, is Phoenix Nights. He was psychic on Phoenix Nights. So
2 words.
I'm seeing him.
No.
Yeah. An inappropriate
very.
Psychic. So I'm seeing him at a brewery. So be very.
Oh,
very
at the brewery. Yeah, right. So he's brewery tour and Clinton Baptiste.
I'm not going to my brewery for a long time. So
why is that, Adrian?
Because they had a beer on Friday night called Hand Grenade, and I said to my son, I'm only having 2 pints, and 5 pints later, hand grenade exploded by the time I got home, and not physically but mentally, and it was crazy stuff. So local brewery beer isn't great, so I'm not going there again. But yeah, but I still went detecting the next morning and found that, and I think I found a Roman villa on my permission and me and Jack
Awesome.
permission. So it was not far from the Gold Stater that I found the other week. So
and we're planning Adrian doing a live show from a metal detecting club as well.
Yes, I don't know if Wendy's here. But,
yes, she is. Yes, I've seen her. Hello, Wendy. Good evening, Wendy.
Lovely lady. Wendy.
Can I just point something out? Strange twist of fate. So, what's Gareth's last name?
They're related.
It's his mum. He's in Wendy's loft.
No, because Gareth's 72, I think.
Oh,
I think Gareth's 72, 73, and Wendy's a lot younger than that.
Wendy's late 40s.
So, sorry, Wendy, if you're watching.
Sorry, Wendy. Gareth is Wendy's dad. Yes.
Do you want to tell them what I'm doing a live? I don't know much about this, but I'm doing it.
Right. So I don't know the name of the club. Is it Colchester? Or is it actually got a name? Wendy, what's the club called?
There's a few Colchester clubs. You have to be very, very careful.
Love back, Wendy. What's your club called? Remind me.
The Blue Oyster.
Yes, Derek Sherwin. Dedham Vale Detectorists. So Adrian will be going live from Dedham Vale Detectorists in the very near future from one of their club nights. And hopefully we'll be having lots of people coming onto the show and saying hello. And obviously there'll be a lot of people showing off the finds. And hopefully we'll be able to bring some nice live looking at find type things going on.
Well, we could have... I haven't spoken to him yet, but Mr. Julian Evan Hart with me, and we could do a live identification on the show. And
I'll tell you what we could do. We could even drag Dan Goldburn kicking and screaming onto the screens.
No, that won't happen. That won't happen. He's the wizard of Treasure Hunting magazine and all the other books that we buy, but he doesn't like being on the interwebs.
We'll just get him to wave. That'd be nice.
He'll wave. But yeah, it'll be very good. So Wendy, I'll be in touch. I'll speak to Jules, and then we'll have a live show. It might go a bit pear-shaped because we probably have dodgy internet, but
definitely technical hitches.
Dedham is a lovely area, and there's a lot of history and a lot of finds. So looking forward to it very much.
There you go.
Yes.
And do you know what? I'm going to throw in one of the Peaky Finders videos now. I'll keep the best till last. I'll run them in this order. So, Peaky Finders, as you know, is Luke's club. Peaky Finders shop and rallies. They also sell Nocta macro products and such like. Excuse me a moment. Big burp. And some of the finds that are coming up on the Peaky Finders digs are quite phenomenal. As you will see, you've got 5 videos that he's kindly uploaded for us, and we'll take a peek.
And Chris got a bit of silver, a snail shell. Who found that then?
Well, I can't detect anymore, so I collect these.
Is that you? Eyes only.
Eyes only.
Eyes only. Brilliant. No. Chris has got a bit of silver. Little sixpence. And a musket ball.
There's a bit of leather now.
Well done. Nice one, actually, isn't it? Bit misstruck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right though. I'm happy with
Yeah, very nice. Go get a picture?
So, yeah.
You all right? Yeah, you all right?
Sorry, I was listening. Sixpence and a snail shell. I was putting some stuff on the fire because it's cold down south. Us southerners are cold. Yeah, really interesting finds there, and
we've got some more to look at as well in a little while. So we've seen that one. Let me move that to there.
Talking
And
of
then we've seen
fines,
that one. We'll move that to there.
talking of fines, I don't know if those who are watching, two people watching tonight, if they saw the lead chicken's foot. I love it. Lead chicken's foot. You know, I found detecting the other week.
Yeah.
And I showed my Flo today, and she was very, very excited about it. She'd never seen one before, never seen anything like it. And I said, "Is it linked to witchcraft?" And she told me loads of things about where gallows were placed where I live. And they've actually put a memorial up last year for all the witches that were killed inappropriately, supposedly. But she's researching my chicken's foot. So that's my lead chicken's foot is probably going round all the Flows network tonight or something, and they're all looking at it.
Yes.
But yeah, I've tried researching it. But yeah, one of my favourite finds, that is lead chicken's foot. Quite sorry, I thought I'd just drop that in because I got quite excited about that today. Picked up that ring, but the real thing was the lead foot. What else did you find on what machine were you using on Saturday? The Vanquish.
The Vanquish. It's not the Vanquish anymore. It's the Vanquish.
No,
Let's call it what it is, because it's vanquishing every Equinox that I'm using. Ron, Steve, and Shane all use Equinox 800s, and I'm sorry, but I'm Ben, and I'm getting better results than all of them.
Tony Kaywood's put it's true. It's good, the Vanquish. I haven't used it for a while, actually. I was going to use the Quest Q60 this weekend for a bit of fun. Tony Kaywood, Crossroads for gallows usually. Yeah, I heard that, but the 3 or 4 gallows near me aren't anywhere near. Well, they won't be now, will they, you idiot? But Crossroads. But what's interesting is Essex had the highest amount of witchfinders in the country. So that's why a lot were killed that way.
There's a series of books about the Essex Witch Museum, which is obviously a fictional book, and it does actually, even though the stories aren't brilliant, the content within it, historically, if you read the book, like I generally do, and check the historical accuracy, all the information in it was absolutely bob on, to be fair. So whoever's wrote it's obviously researched the Essex witches.
Yeah,
Steve Pattigan says his ex-wife is a witch.
Well, there's white witches, which are good witches. So, yeah. So that was quite interesting. That was actually.
Adrian.
Yes.
The Nocta range. Obviously, we're hopefully having Dilek come on the show in a couple of weeks. The first one that they've recently announced was the First Swing, which is basically the next in the range of the Mini Horde, Midi Horde, and then the First Wing is the next level up. We haven't actually mentioned about the new range coming from the Simplex, have we? For people who obviously don't know.
It was mentioned at IWA. I think it was a bit rushed, to be honest, because they didn't have the right coils on them and they weren't shown working. But yeah, they're bringing out a new range of Simplex. It's like the Simplex Lite. Someone will correct me. Simplex. Look, it's low.
Simplex Lite, which is a stripped down version of the Simplex. The Simplex BT, which is Bluetooth, and the Simplex Ultra, which is I take it it's the version which sits between the Simplex and the Legend.
Yes, I'd say that is the case. We don't know yet, but yeah. And
she did say that the Simplex is stripped down. I didn't get much on the Bluetooth. I can't remember much on the Bluetooth. And the Ultra has more programs and the ability to do different things than the normal Simplex.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting because I don't know how much they'll be. But if the First Swing is £99, you can expect the Simplex Lite to probably be 150 quid, or I don't know, possibly. And the next one 200, next one 250. But they've all gone for the carbon fibre shafts, I think, lightweight shafts, which they're looking at on the Legend. They're putting on the new Legend, which is interesting because we've gone from metal to plastic and now to carbon fibre. And there has been metal. You're right.
I was just laughing at Philip Wills. So the Simplex is now complex.
No, I think the Simplex is now really simple because it's got less buttons on it from what I gather, and it looks quite simple. But yeah, the actual an analogy of simplex is probably complex because there'll be 4 machines now, simplex plus.
Instead of multi-frequency, they've gone for multi-simplexes.
Well, do you know what's interesting? You mentioned multi-frequency. I don't know if you'll remember or people in the chat will remember, but MindLab, about when the Equinox came out, MindLab announced that it's the end of single frequency and multi-frequency is the way forward. And
this was brought up by Dilek at the weekend, by the way, wasn't it?
Was it? I was watching. What was I watching the qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix? So I had my phone like that, and I'm watching telly, so the volume had to be down. But MindLabs announced that they would never bring out a single frequency machine before anymore, and then suddenly, bish bash bosh, 3.5, 4 years later, they've brought out the Xterra Pro. So, like Dilek said, I think a year or two ago, single frequency isn't dead, and I'm a strong believer in that. Very much a strong believer.
Stephen Brahm asks, Adrian, I heard you say V90. Is this another Quest model coming out, or did you mean V80?
It's the V80 and the V90. So the difference between the two, I think, is one's got a carbon fibre shaft and lightweight, the V90, and the V80's, I think, got a metal shaft, and probably a few program less or something option. But Stephen, that will, I think, be next month, and that's a multi-frequency machine from Quest. And they've been a big innovator. In early days, I had the Quest V40, I don't know, Q40, and there was a few issues with the coils, and people had problems, and I had a problem with my coil, but it was all right until then. I don't know, that people say they copy MindLab, they copy everyone, but it's a metal detector at the end of the day. You could say that about cars. But yes, there's a V80, V90. Joan Allen on their website have got a lot of information about it. And our friend Otis Arms, which is Tom.
Yeah.
Scottish detectorist, is he, or something on YouTube?
That's correct.
If you Google that and go on YouTube, he's done a mini review on the V90, I think. V6, V90.
And he's also been testing the Xterra Pro, I believe. On his Facebook, he's been using the Xterra Pro. He's put some pictures up of some things that he's found. Yeah,
well, testing. It's going to, I'm getting the Xterra next week, and that will be at least 2 or 3 months. We'll see how it goes. But I like Dave, I like going out with cheaper machines and finding good things. So it's all about, I hate saying it, walking over it, but it's true. So. And I had some very interesting comparisons with the Legend with the version 11 update this weekend compared to a CTX 3030, and it was. I know there's quite a few years gap, a hell of a lot gap between the two machines, but yeah, Legend was holding its own. And no, I'm not sponsored by Nocta, but Nocta are like 5 years ago down the pub, or no, probably a bit more. You had someone say, "Oh yeah, I just bought a Kia." A what? A Kia. Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. Well, that was Nocta in my eyes a few years ago. And now suddenly look where Kia and Hyundai are. Things are moving and changing. So be quite interesting. Same as Quest and possibly Router soon. Tony Kaywood, if you're in the chat. V60 is multi-2, but not the same multi-frequency as 80. Carbon fibre drop. He's been Googling it. Yep. Okay. Thanks, Tony. Yes.
Now go find some buttons.
But and then I heard that C-Scope might be announcing something soon. Whether that's the Evo 6000, I don't know.
6000.
So we got that, and then we got that. I'm trying to think if there's a manufacturer. Fisher, still there. Who have I missed? Someone say it in the chat. Say a manufacturer of metal detectors that I haven't mentioned.
Deep Tech.
Deep Tech brought the gold hound or whatever. Actually, I might take the Deep Tech with me Saturday. Deep Tech Fister X.
Adrian, have you thought of somebody who's in Gareth's loft tonight yet?
Yes.
Right. So Who is in Gareth's parents' loft? We're giving a prize away. Last week's winner of Book Wars, the first round of Book Wars,
Book.
advanced detecting by the Norfolk Wolf. So, Adrian, who is in Gareth's parents' loft?
A man. No, it's not the Soul Sisters. It's not fodder.
Let's
It's not
just say,
Dennis.
before you all start putting the comments in the chat, you can
It's not
only
Dylan.
enter this by emailing adrian@bigdetectingshow.com.
Well, how
First
about
hand, what?
they whoever gets it right in the chat, I say, no, it's not Steve Newman, it's not Chris Stewart Rogers, it's not Man in the Hat. Whoever puts
He
the
still
right
exists?
answer, yeah, he's on TikTok now. Whoever puts the right answer in the chat, I will then say my email address at Big Detecting Show, and whoever emails me first wins. That's fair, Dave.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's not Chris Rogers. It's not Steve Newman. He has had a hard life. He's had problems with his car recently. It's not Cleggy.
Is it? Can I play?
Yeah.
No,
He.
I know who it is. I'm not telling you.
He set up a GoFundMe page for a metal detector to help purchase one. No, it's not Gary Cook.
I can see
Right. Adrian at bigdetectingshow.com. Adrian at bigdetectingshow.com. It was Stephen Gray. Stephen Law, quick, get on your email.
Or Charlie Deemer.
Adrian at bigdetectingshow.com. Just send me an email, put Stephen Gray. Don't worry about anything else, and then I'll email you back. The first one that comes in, I'll let you know. I'll sort out the address details. That's Adrian at bigdetectingshow.com. And it is Stephen Gray who's in the loft. He's not with his dog at the moment. I'm just checking to see who's coming in first, Dave.
Do you know who? Do you know what,
Probably no one.
Adrian? I've got a prize sitting in front of me.
How's he done it?
Oh,
Stephen
who?
Gray, sorry. How's he done it? Philip Wills. How's he done it that quick? All right, Philip, we'll send it to you because you do watch the show a lot. So sorry to those who.
Right. I've got a prize for next week. Philip Wills can't play next week. Or if he does play next week, he can't win next week because he's won this week. He said it's skill. I've got a prize for next week. I think it's pretty darn lovely. I was going to keep it for myself, but I think I'll give it away. We'll do it again next week, can't we? Because we're nice. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it?
Is it a sausage?
It's
a coin?
A 1066 Battle of Hastings Royal Mint pack coin.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
How's that? I think we'll give
That
that
is
away
really
next
cool.
week. In 2016, we remember the 950th anniversary of the Battle of Hastings, the date that made history. Mark the occasion and note the day of the nation's timeline was altered forever with a magnificent 50p coin. The reverse by John Bergdahl features the famous fate of King Harold, while the obverse features the fifth definitive coinage portrait of Her Majesty the Queen. God rest her soul. Lovely that.
No,
We'll
it's
do
very
that
nice,
next
David. I might. Philip Wills won. Ted Bell kindly sent an email. Scott Dubay, hi Scott. Stephen Brame, Stephen Law. Those might get an additional present. It might be a Mind Lab sock or Nocta.
You realise if you send somebody a sock, you will free them.
No, because it makes them watch the show again.
No,
to win
if you
another
send
one,
them, no,
to
if you
get
send them
pair.
a sock, if people who know what I'm on about, if you send them a sock, they become free. You've never read Harry Potter, have you?
No, because it's not true, and I'd rather be
Dobby
detective.
Sock, Dobby
No.
becomes a free elf.
No,
Philip Wills,
no.
you?
Yeah, well, Phillips. Yeah, I think he's got super glue on his keyboard or something. So
Generally,
anyway,
send a sock to Steve Pettican, to be honest. Free him.
Steve Newman's put Dilek's hairdo. I'm still getting emails. There's a nice video Steve Newman put in there, which everyone having a lovely time, enjoy the hobby, metal detecting, and which, with all what's going on with talking about the best metal detector and who does best and what and all that, and you know, at the end of the day, it is all about having a lovely time, and he's right there.
It is.
Just get
and
out
finding
there,
some lovely things.
above the ground and under the ground. Yeah, totally. Which Fodder Phil has been out this week with a few people I used to detect with. Well, I used to be in a club of mine. Not
Was
my
that
club.
the weekender?
Yes, I don't know what one it was. Where was it? Because it was very popular.
Norfolk?
No, not. Oh, Fraser went. Fraser, who was on last week. Flipping ding dongs. That went a bit
hold on a
viral,
minute.
didn't it?
Will Way, he says, is there 2 chat rooms? I can only see half the comments. Yes, there is. There's YouTube and there's Facebook. Wendy wants to see me playing. She missed it. She must have gone to the toilet for a wee as the plane.
And hi, Wendy. I trumped it.
Go on, Adrian.
Actually,
what?
When you sent me that picture, how quick was it till you found when you found the plane till you sent me the picture? How long was it, time wise?
Couple of minutes tops.
Because literally a couple of minutes, my phone went, and I thought I got a signal. Dug it, and then that come up. I reckon my detector's tuned into your brain or your Wanquish control panel. But yes. Oh, Sid's in the chat. Yeah, okay.
I'm bigger tones there.
Oh, trumpet. Oh.
Hold on. Get your
so you
trumpet
found
out.
that. I found that. Wait. And then I trumped it with that. And then a load of that. Oh, actually. I found a hammered as well. Yeah. That says Grifter on it. Rally Grifter.
That says
Rally Grifter.
Francis Barnett of Coventry. And that's getting polished up and put on my shed wall, that is. Getting
nice.
Polished nice.
Very nice. So are you going... Hi, Dawn's in the chat. Sid's in the chat. Hello, Sid. Hi, everyone.
Cheryl Dawes. It was Cheryl's dig at the weekend, wasn't it?
Yes.
Cheryl, where was your dig at the weekend?
Norfolk-ish, somewhere.
It's my daughter. Hiya, Aggie. Love you. Alex McKay, that's my daughter.
My daughter's at work.
Agent's having some vino.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
The MindLab Xterra Pro. Ooh, Hardy's stamp.
No, thank you, Gary. I lent him Equinox shaft, and he gave me that as a thank you.
Cheryl
So
said
thank you,
it was near Watton in Norfolk.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe, Cheryl, you had multiple hammer coins come up as well. In fact, Cheryl, do you want to come on the show one week and we will talk about your digs?
Yeah, and if you're lucky, you might get one more person attend after watching the show because we got 4 people watching tonight, including
5.
me and
Your daughter's here.
3 now. Oh, never mind. But yes, it sounds like it was. John Lydell. Hi, John. All right. I hope you're doing well.
John,
all picked up.
Hiya, John. My old pal John. 324 hammers and 7 gold coins. Wow.
Wow. It just goes to show, doesn't it? It really, really does go to show. There seems to be a lot, I don't know if it's me, seems to be on Instagram. I have stats for certain things, and a lot of the hashtags, gold stater and hammered coins, are really peaking. Now, someone said something interesting. Is it the technology or is it more people in the hobby? Because there's a lot more people detecting now.
Yeah.
And whereas 10 years ago, they'd pick up I won't say a name, but a cheap detector and probably find something that deep under the ground.
Night, Aggie. Love you.
Now you can buy a cheap multi-frequency, or I don't know. Is it more people in the hobby? Is it more? The interest in clubs, I don't think has increased. The members have, but the land's always been there. So there is a lot more things coming up. A lot more. And
It's
if you saw
detectorists getting older and swinging slower.
Philip might be on a good point there. People are living longer. So I told you I saw Gordon Bailey the other week, didn't I, Dave? He's been detecting over 50 years. He's still out there with his Deus light. You got Steve Newman, who's been detecting 72 years, I think.
74.
I think he's been 74 years. So, they've got a lot of people out there who've been detecting for a long time. But is it the technology?
Sid Perry's latest video shows the finds all coming up everywhere from Cheryl's dig. Cheryl, what's the name of your group, please? Because I can't remember. I'm gone tired all of a sudden. Steve Newman loves nice ladies' digs. Is that digs as in
houses?
Metal detected or houses?
Probably both.
40 years. East
40
of England
years.
raleys. That's it. East of England
That's it,
rallies.
yeah.
Thank you.
I've got a few friends who go on that. Diane and her husband, Rick, and and a few others.
Diane and Rick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we know Diane and Rick. You know Rick, don't you? Woohoo! And lovely Diane. Rick likes drinking a lot. You remember Rick at Detectable? He had like 24 cans of Carlsberg and then went out detecting, and he was absolutely fine. And Diane always finds gold. Lovely lady. Danbury MDC. I've been detected. John Clayton, 45 years. Yeah.
Shall we, while we're talking about nice finds, shall we show some more of the Peaky Finders finds?
Yeah, go on. Let's be peaky.
Right,
my fire's gone out. I've got to stoke it again. Otherwise,
I'll let you stoke your fire while I play. In fact, I'll put the next 3 videos on, all beautiful finds. And if you do have any finds or anything that you want to put on the show, we'd love to have them and show. We've had like 3 weeks on the run now. We've had things sent in. So if you do have anything, please send it in. Only has to be. There was one here 13 seconds, so it doesn't have to be long. So this is back to Peaky Finders.
And Richard, we've literally just seen him digging this one. He's just called us over. Let's have a look. He looks happy. There's a bit of swearing going on.
Whoa.
Oh my days.
That for a hammer.
Wow.
Hold on, mate.
Oh, yeah, well done, mate.
Not even clicked.
Oh,
I don't know, it's just a little bit.
Wow, barely though. Shit, well done, mate.
good grief.
Whew.
It's only that deep.
That's
shilling.
That's
Do you think it's a
beautiful,
shilling?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the detail still on there.
Why hasn't Elizabeth got a nose on that?
Phenomenal.
Lovely find. Look at that. Bloody hell.
She hasn't got a nose.
That's weakly struck, isn't they?
Yeah. See a little bird on the top.
Yeah.
Not jealous at all.
There's no need.
You'll just get jealous.
What
now,
would you have done if you'd actually done that, though?
Where was her nose? She looked like an alien.
Interesting.
Check this one. I've never seen personally, I've not seen one as complete as this.
And a nice Roman fibula. Yeah. Very nice. Cracking find. Brilliant stuff. Well done. Let's get a picture. you had that, Lizzie, didn't you? Yeah. Stick it out like that. That's it. And let me just.
Well, I didn't know that. What? You first.
Go on. No, you.
No, you first. No, you.
Yeah.
No, you. I said it first. You said first.
No, you spoke first.
Okay.
Dear.
I didn't know that. Steve Pettican said that people didn't like Queen Elizabeth, so they used to rub her nose off.
Yes.
I didn't know that. What were you
That's why mine is worn.
Right, on to the last Peaky. Oh, sorry.
Just quickly, that fibula is quite interesting because it's complete, right? Mm-hmm. So the predominantly fibulas broke, so we find them broken. For it to be complete, it could have been on a body.
Wow.
That's could have been. Or someone
Final
might have
video.
left it.
It's another doozy.
No. And that's up for Lewis. Fantastic Bronze Age. He was saying that Kev Marchesi, was it you saying? Yeah. So Kev kind of told Lewis there'd been a fibula found in this corner of the field. So Lewis headed over in that direction and found this beauty.
It was about that far beneath the surface.
It's brilliant.
But literally about that far beneath the surface.
About an inch, 2 inches.
And a plough line
Brilliant.
right over the top of it, and it had missed it by centimetres.
Amazing.
I've lost an axe head. I'm down there. Has anyone found
I found it! There you go, Kev.
Cheers, mate.
There you go, mate. He was looking after it for you.
That's nice.
Kev, the model.
And I still, that Bronze Age axe head that I lost after Detectable Day, but I found again.
That you asked was in my van.
No, I've lost it again. I've lost
You're
it.
joking.
I found it in my wash bag. I think I might have, after I woke up the campsite, after going and setting off your van alarm at 2 a.m, I think I probably found it in my pants or something and then put it in my wash bag. I don't know, but I've lost it again. I spent last Saturday looking for it. So I want to put it on a little wooden plaque and that. But anyway, that was really nice.
It was. Thanks for them, Luke. Appreciate that. And as I say, if anybody wants to send a short in, even if it's a short, obviously this week being very, very cold and icy, this short gives you a sort of idea of, the best practice. Where is it gone? I've lost it.
What we could do is the most extreme detectorist.
Yeah. But as I say, it's going to be icy. It's going to be cold. So just in case, be aware.
I love that. Even though, did he break or fracture?
He fractured his hand and Tony broke a chicken leg.
Yes. And he's Scotch. He had a litre bottle of Scotch in his pocket, and apparently that broke. Shane fractured his wrist, but after he got up, he still tried skidding like a kid, like you do at primary school. So it's like,
and he was such a letterbug.
Something's just come to mind, talking about, going back a few minutes, the amount of fines coming up. Is it the technology? Is it the people joining the hobby? Or is it technology as in social media, people sharing their finds visually? Maybe we'll have to find out in Treasure Hunting magazine next year when they publish the PAS report, which comes out in, I think it's February next year or January next year, Treasure Hunting magazine, because those stats, well, no, it won't be. It'll be the year after, won't it? So I don't know. We'll see.
Adrian, it's 9 o'clock. Do you know what that means?
Shut up.
It's true. It's Book Wars time. Now, I had all mine ready and reminded you at the start of the show. So this is the second. Yes,
it's on my phone,
it's on your phone. This is the second round. The first round was won by the Advanced Detecting book. So what we do, we pick 4 books each. The last round was Metal Detecting. We go head to head over 4 weeks. Then we have a semi-finals, another semi-finals, and then the final. And at the end of the year, we will get all the winning books together, and we'll have a championship round, champion of championship round. So Adrian has his book on PDF because he can't lay his hands on his other book.
I have read it.
We've both read it. We've both read it physically and on audiobook, haven't we?
And we've met the author.
So,
and he's been on the show.
So, without further ado, realise I have to do that myself because I forgot to edit in originally. Adrian, you can go first.
What do I do? Do I say the book?
No. Oh, we need a page number first and foremost, don't we? So let's say, Sid Perry, you are watching. What page should we go for, Adrian? I go up to about 120.
159. Sid Xterra Pro.
Sid,
Answer to your question.
Can you give us a number between 1 and 120, please? 101. 101.
Like the Manticore, Sid, but it's a lot of money.
I'm going to have to go to 103, Adrian.
Oh, do you know, it's so cool on your phone. I never had to find a page. Right, mine is... Why? No, mine's more than 150 pages.
Well, 101 anyway.
I think mine's about 200. Right. Do I say what book it is?
No, you read it first.
I'll read it first.
Read it first, and then we let people vote.
Right.
We have been doing it for 6 weeks now.
Shall I do it in a voice? Or I'll do it in the voice of the person who wrote it, I think.
The hoard was unearthed on 2nd of June 2015 when Powell and Davies decided to search with the detectives in part of Hertfordshire in the ancient kingdom of Mercia. That, they reckoned, held particular promise of plentiful historic finds. The fields they plumbed for were in a remote spot near the town of Leominster, where Anglo-Saxon monastery had once stood. The first mistake they made, or perhaps it wasn't a mistake, was to be a cavalier in obtaining the necessary permissions. A woman called Yvonne Connard had agreed to them. Oh, just leave it on that. He did sound like that, didn't he? The man.
No, you've won just for that. You've won just for that.
I think my book's 300 pages. I wanted to sign copy, and it's got pictures in it.
I can't do his voice. One of the real historical enigmas of the whole Celtic issue revolves around the supposed demise of the very culture that defined the creative race of people. At various times, an invading overlay of another culture has temporarily masked the basic British Celt, only to be stripped of its best assets before the ancient Celtic culture rises again to swallow up its complacent conquerors. In this region, the basic Celtic culture began life as it did elsewhere, growing from stone through clay and bronze into iron, but with the unique advantage of direct links with all of England by the ancient ridgeways, Wales by the Mersey estuary and ancient roads, Ireland by the sea, and Scotland by the later Roman roads north. Warrington became a major Celtic city port and remained so for many centuries, when Manchester was just a village and Liverpool did not exist. Ladies and gentlemen, is it Dave or is it Adrian? Choose your winner.
Mine's 294 pages. I think it's paperback and hardback, and it's available in the big shops. But I don't know what they are because I don't buy books. I get them online.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think mine's about £15.
Mine, it was originally £8.95. It could cost anything on Amazon. And interestingly, the publishers are in the next town to me, which I've just found very interesting because I've never heard of them. And Churnet Valley Books, publishers of local history. Oh, I haven't counted up. Where are we? So
they live local to you. This person I've met once. I actually saw him detecting a Rodney Cook, but I was too scared to go up to him.
3 1
because he's famous. He's written a book.
4 2 4 3 5 3 6 3 7 3 8 3 9 3 10 3. Adrian's the winner. Adrian, reveal your book.
Sorry.
Reveal your book.
This is by the lovely man Nigel Richardson, the accidental detectorist. It's on my phone because I'm retard and can't find the book anywhere, but I have read it. It's available on Amazon. If you read the reviews, it's fantastic. He's a very high-profile journalist who was a travel writer, and in lockdown, went a bit loopy like all of us and loves history and started taking up detecting as a beginner, and he loves it, absolutely loves it, and he's such a nice guy. He came on the show.
Lovely.
He came on the show, and if you want to watch it back, watch it because it's worth it. And yeah, The Accidental Detectorist on Amazon. If you're looking for a book to buy to read on holiday or something like that, highly reckon.
Angela. She'll go and buy it now.
Hopefully we'll get him on again soon, because I think there could be a follow-up to his book. But he's got some common YouTubers in there, and not common, popular YouTubers in there, and he mentions a bit about the NCMD. So yeah. Oh, Stephen Brain, yeah, he had it on. Actually, I had it on audiobook.
You read while you were on holiday. Remember that show where we had about 8 million viewers, and you jumped in the pool drunk at the end?
I wasn't drunk. I was just tired and drained.
Okay, you're tidily drunk.
But yeah, I did read it on holiday, and it is really addictive. So it's a really good book, The Accidental Detectorist, which is a very good title, because I think deep down we're all accidental. Well, I'll give it a go, see what happens.
My book was Celtic Warrington and Other Mysteries, Book 1, North to East, by the legendary Mr. Mark Ollie. And we've got some other fantastic books lined up from previous people who've been on the show. So Derek read Adrian's tonight, and he picked Dave's. I think Derek's already read it. Tidy Treasure Hunter, Steve Patterson said, so many people started detecting in lockdown that when we wasn't allowed outside, how does that work? Tidy, yes, I want cakes at Detectable. Welsh cakes.
I like red wine. He bought it.
She's already booked it. We'll have to get... Just, Ange, put Mark Ollie into Amazon. There's a whole range of Celtic Warrington mysteries. I think I've got volume 1, 2, and 3. We've got another. Adrian's got one of his coming up in a couple of weeks, or maybe even next week. Where's that gone? The Crystal Skulls one that he did. You've got there. It is. Crystal Skulls and Human Heads. There's also his most recent one that we discussed last week, which looks brilliant. The Polychronicon of Merlin, Arthur, and Jesus.
How the hell do you remember that?
I just remember. I told you, mate. You Dave. Yeah. And he's also got a new UFO one coming out in a couple of weeks, which is called the Welsh Roswell 40-year anniversary, something like that. So there you go.
And if there's anyone on the show who I'd rather sit in the pub all night with, it'd be Mark Ollie. If you're interested, if you're stuck on the M25 or in Dave's way, the A Wharf, whatever it is, get our YouTube on your phone and put Mark Ollie on, because the bloke is flipping heck.
Don't watch it while you're driving, but listen to it.
No, yes, because that's dangerous unless you're a passenger. But Mark Ollie, very interesting guy, very, very interesting.
And add him on Facebook as well. His band, Wolf Mother, I think it's called, absolutely phenomenal. They had a reformation, something like a 50-year reformation of the band, and decided to stick to it. And now they're touring. It's cramp. I've not had it for weeks, months.
You know what causes that?
Sitting in stupid positions. That one.
I don't know what causes it. When you said 9 o'clock, I forgot it was Book Wars, so I've got to get a book for next week.
You've got to find 3 more books by people who've been on the show. You've got one of Mark Ollie's, which I've not put in my collection because
I know mine, and it was under a river, a stream, secret, holy. I know, got that.
And you've also got somebody I told you before the show who was our first guest of the year.
Oh yeah, got him. And I've got another one. I've got another one that no one knows about as well. But he's been on the show a while back. But yeah, we could do that. Of course, if you want to buy metal detecting books, go to greenlightpublishing.com or Detective Media or Amazon, because at the end of the day, we can all sit and look at social media and read about all these finds. But like I always say, for it to get proofread, approved, and published and printed costs loads of money, and you can't get it wrong. So it does research.
Do you like reading on? Are you all right at reading on your phone like that? You've read,
yeah,
digitally. You all right at that?
Yes, but I prefer audio books. And if I'm honest with you, I prefer technical books. Do you know? I bought a book the other day that I haven't bought for 30 years, and it's by a well-known British publisher. I mean, it might be American now. I bought a Haynes manual for my car, and I was so excited about it. And I sat there and read it from cover to cover. Yeah, I love technical books, and like you're getting it. Do you know what? With detectors now, I do miss. You get. Let me think. Manticore. Right, you buy Manticore. You got the detector. You got the headphones. You got a little leaflet, right, which gives you the basics, program 1, 2, 3, whatever, and very basic. Scan QR code. Anyone who's got a Manticore in the chat, scan the QR code on your instruction leaflet. It doesn't work. And if you do get it to work, because QR codes are going to have a white border on, and they've bled it up to the red edge, so it doesn't work properly. But if you can get it to work, which is quite tricky, it takes you to the MindLab product page. It doesn't take you to the brochure. And there's a lot of messy things like that with detectors. I do miss, I know it's bad for the environment, but I do miss having a bit of paper where you can flip through the pages. And Nocta did a really good one for it might have been for the Legend or the Simplex. Nocta still print them, or did. But yeah. And
you know,
did a really good
last book I bought was a book that I had years ago, and I couldn't find it, and I wanted it for reference purposes.
Sutra?
No, I wrote that, mate. Wrote that.
I coloured
this
it
is
in.
by a Reverend J. Alwyn Roberts, and it's called Holy Ghostbuster. And he was a North Welsh parson, vicar, and he basically, all the tales of him going and doing exorcisms and such like. That was the last book I bought because I couldn't find it and I needed it.
Where could you watch a show on YouTube or Facebook that goes from QR codes, metal detectors to exorcisms?
Booyah. I can't do that. And also, Adrian, the book that I was telling you about that I mentioned previously.
Book.
I'm going to give you a bit. Nobody knows this yet. Well, I know it. I'm having a book published.
Book.
I'm having a book published.
Is it about sea fishing?
It's about the paranormal. And basically, it's my unpublished book. It was supposed to be getting published a few years ago by a Canadian publishing company, but didn't. And I just need to, I need to update a lot of it because there's a lot that's changed. Like one of the locations, it talks about the downstairs area, and the downstairs area, which was a basement, now isn't a basement. It's actually a club. So I have to update a lot of things within it and take fresh photographs and such like.
Sorry, I just read Sid's comment.
Managing the Micro Penis by Dave. No, see, it said it's called Managing the Innie.
No, that's nice because some people who watch the show probably don't know that you were on the BBC, weren't you? For your
I used to have a weekly radio show on BBC Radio Merseyside back in the early 2000s. The BBC TV, ITV. I've got, if you go to the Big Detecting Show YouTube channel, you will find a paranormal section and you'll see stuff with myself and colleagues. BBC, ITV, Psychic Lifetime, Richard and Judy Show, The Great Unexplained Debate, which I actually, myself and somebody else actually created, and it was stolen from us at a place in, well, it wasn't stolen from us, it was fed to the Paranormal Channel owners, as long as the same person who had other ideas from us in the past and created it to a program.
We should do more on Halloween this year because we did have a few things about paranormal activities and stuff when detecting and weird things. Chris Rogers he's got a weird video up. It was about a year or two ago about stuff, but we won't invite Fraser on because do you remember last week we said to Fraser, "Have you had any paranormal or weird things happen to you when detecting?" Went, no.
Do you know who's had the best story? He spoke about it on the show. The best story about the paranormal regarding metal detecting was, I was going to say Fred West then, but that's not his name. Nick West. Nick West, when he went over to France metal detecting, he hiked into the woods, they set up camp, and in the early hours of the morning, they heard some particularly peculiar noises, and it was basically they watched the Nazi military pass them in convoy.
And heard it all over,
and went back to the town, sat there in a cafe, white, and somebody said, "I take it you've been up there and seen the Nazi convoy."
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird, and it's quite a common thing up there, isn't it? But sound.
Do you know, I've actually got something still upstairs. I got a goodie bag in the green room of Richard and Judy. Harding and Bayless hand soap. Like, what's that about? You give me that for? Your hands aren't dirty.
Did it have a sewing kit in it?
No. A card saying thank you and a Harding and Bayless.
Judy had trouble, didn't she, with her buttons?
I tell you what, Richard Madeley's massive. He's dead tall. He must be about 11 foot.
He's into detecting. He's got a E-track. Yes, you got your plane. Yes. It'd be interesting if anyone's got it. Oh God, Shane is here. I don't mean that like that, Shane. Dave's got his plane out again. It'd be interesting.
That's not a euphemism.
Anyone's had any weird paranormal experiences? I've had a few.
Do you know what we should do, Adrian?
And James,
we should actually get people to call the nearer the time. Call the voicemail, and we can play the voicemails. And they can actually. If they don't want to come on the show, they could. Yes, you show them. If they don't actually want to come on the show, then they can just do a voice recording, and they could do this at any time. By the way, if they want to tell us about any finds, or as Chris Langston did, he sent us a nice Barabrith recipe in Welsh.
Yes, I will share the screen for those who don't know. Make sure here isn't the wrong tab. Right, so we've got the Big Detecting Show website here. Are you seeing it, Dave? Yeah. And there's our guests, and there's a couple of Muppets there, and you can catch up on any previous shows.
There's Mark Ollie.
Yep, Mark Ollie, and the Fraser's on there somewhere. And if you want to advertise on the show, like Steve Newman sent us an advert kindly today. If you want to send us an advert, you can. And there's subscribe, and there's some other people in the hobby. But if you want to leave us a message, it could be a ghostly one, it could be something funny, it could be, Dave, what's your favourite egg? Duck, swan, goose, I don't know. Just click on there.
Oh.
And all you have to do is just click that button, allow your microphone to give you access, and just talk. And then you can just press stop. You can put your name if you want, but you don't have to. And we get a message that comes through like that. So
can we do it via your mobile phone, Adrian?
Yes, it will work on any telecommunication device, apart from fax machines after 1984, because our fax machine only runs up to 83, late 83. But the fax number's not been posted anywhere. But if you want to do it, just send us a message, and we'll either play it or say it or whatever. But yeah, it's all there to do, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's all free. Just me and Dave have to translate it through the cassette recorder and burn it onto the computer system, don't we, Dave?
Yes.
But, yeah.
And don't forget, if you would like to come on the show as a guest, we'd love to have you on. Doesn't matter if you're young, old, bald, hairy. We'd love to have you on the show.
He, she, the, Dave.
Even if you want to come on for 10 minutes and just to say hello, have a brief chat. Again, we'd love to have you. I'm in the process of sorting out the next batch of guests. Sorry, I got cramp in the front as well as the back now.
The front?
front of me leg.
Oh, leg. Sorry. I was going to say something else. Hi, Gareth. Sorry I didn't catch up with you at that dig the other week. I'd like to have chatted, but I'll see you again soon. He's in the chat. Gareth Sins, that is. Lovely guy. Or if you want to come on the show and talk about why the Viking VK40 is the best detector in the world, or the Fisher F2, or whatever you use in your hobby, come on the
If
show
you
and
want
tell us
to
why
come
it's the
on
best machine.
and talk,
As long as you're not, a brand ambassador.
If you want to come on and talk deep down technical malarkey and about the intricacies of the Fisher F5 or the CTF,
Scope Evo 6000.
you can come on the show and do that. I'm just going to sit to the side and read probably the accidental detectorist again, but Adrian will speak to you.
No, but Dave, look where you've come. You've come from C-Scope right up to a Vanquish Quest Q30. You had an E-Track. So you've moved on. So you've gone from a fax machine to just past a DVD player.
A Nokia 3310.
Yeah. I know you only learned how to text, 2022, but you're doing well, mate. You're doing well. But yeah, if anyone wants to come on and Technetics Eurotech Pro, yes,
outstripping the even what's it called, that crap Minelab thing. What's the 800 Equinox? Outstripping that with the Vanquish all day long. Boom.
It'd be interesting how long the Vanquish lasts, because the Equinox has had a few issues over the last while, hasn't it? Shafts breaking, coils breaking. Yeah, but then it's the most popular detector in the world, so the more people have got it, the more likelihood is of things breaking.
Shane says, I've got the masters taught me, the Vanquish master. You were the master, now you're the pupil.
We could have Steve Newman come on and talk about his Manti core, which he gives it another name, which he very much likes, and he's doing well with it. He had 2 golds. I think he had 2 gold status last week. He did very well at Rodney Cook. So yeah, we could have him.
Shane's waterproof Equinox had water in it.
Yes, I've heard that from a few people. The Equinoxes, even when they haven't taken them in the water. But these machines get bashed about a lot. The Rutus had problems. Alt 71. Someone was talking to me last weekend about how they get moisture in it, even though that's not waterproof, but it has a rain cover. But yes.
Sid, are you going to come on yet? Not putting you on the spot. You can Sid, you can say no, but we'd like you to come on because there's a lot of people respect and listen to what you say, and I think people like to get to know the real you a little bit more, and about your background within the hobby. I know he is, but he's lovely, Sid.
He is a nice guy.
I'm going to kiss him on the lips when I see him.
Sid and the sisters, Soiled Sisters, come on. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yes, Gareth, $299 for the Xterra Pro without wireless headphones. I think with wireless headphones, it's like 300 odd quid, 369 or something. But the
talking of wireless
headphones work with it. Nox headphones.
Talking of wireless headphones, Sid actually spoke about some wireless headphones a while ago, and Steve Real, who Shane and I go detecting with, he bought a pair and he's never used them, and I keep having problems with my earphone jack in the Vanquish, and he kindly gave me his those earphones. He's not used them, but Sid will know what they are. Is it? No, they're in the front room, so I have no clue. Where's the box?
Sorry,
box in the bin, but Sid will know what they are. But Sid spoke about these. They're not a Minelab or anything like this. They're just a off the shelf pair of wireless, but I've got them now. Sid, you coming on the show? Sid,
I think he's gone now. I think the problem is the issue with all these manufacturers creating their own Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, whatever low latency technology for their own headphones. Whereas years ago, you sort of just plugged in a pair of pirate headphones and that was it. Off you go. But now you've got different manufacturers that have got their own technology, which makes you only use their headphones. Although there are some ways around it, but those you have to research it and find people that. But yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, isn't it? You just think everything's wireless. You know, it's like Wi-Fi, isn't it? You've got a PC.
Well, when I set it up originally, I used me Bluetooth earphones I have in the car. And I thought, oh, set these, so set it all up. And Shane went, oh, I don't know about that. I don't think it'll work. And we were going over the signal. And it was about 2.5 hours later that it finally started to beep and say it was there. It wasn't that long. Sid says there's an option to use Bluetooth now on the 900 and the Manticore. Malcolm Potter makes pucker ones. I take it that's earphones and not pies.
Yes, he does. Malcolm Potter, he makes some really, really good ones.
Somebody remind me again. I met a gent at the Rodney Cook 2 years ago, and he was very Welsh, and he made earphones, very well respected, and they were supposed to be fantastic.
I think that's Malcolm. Yes. I think it. No. There's a couple. Was he? He was Welsh.
He was very Welsh.
Oh, there's two people.
Lovely bloke.
Who make them. Gareth seems thinking of getting his son an Xterra Pro. Oh yeah, it's you've got an Equinox, I remember, Gareth. So probably be a good call.
Adrian, just reading that those fields we went on in Kelvedon a few years ago with Jules have now been granted housing. That's from
we knew that. Yeah,
James. Mine went blank.
Maybe
Steve Newman's suddenly become a Stoke City fan. Potters are the best. Stoke City nickname.
Yeah, it's a really hard one at the moment because years ago it was like, oh, I want to get a metal detector. I'm thinking of joining the hobby, and it was 200 or 300 quid. But now 200 or 300, 400, 500, a few hundred quid either way. There's not a lot in it. You know what I mean? You got the Vanquish, you got the Legend, you got the Simplex.
Yeah.
You got
Dave McGregor says he's just got the Legend, and he has to say that the wireless headphones are amazing.
They are, and they keep your ears very, very warm. He uses his
Tony K would use his Knox headphones with the Legend.
Yeah. I think when they bring out that carbon fibre shaft for the Legend.
Do you know how many times you said shaft tonight?
No, it's just interesting.
9 times.
9. Legends headphones are really amazing. Yeah, they are good. Actually,
he still hasn't committed, has he? Still said you can't say no. You can't say thanks, Dave, but no thanks. I'm all right. I'm a little bit shy. You could do the talking for me without me being there. You can't say that.
Well, last time he came on, he was only in his pants.
That was it.
Yeah. So maybe it'd be more comfortable if we did a live with him at Rodney Cook or Detective or something.
Or we just kidnap him and just make him do it at Detective or Rodney Cook. I'll tell you what, Sid. At the Rodney Cook, we're planning on being there again on the Thursday night and going live from the Rodney Cook. And therefore, I know you're going to be there early, like myself and Shane. You can come on then.
Yeah. I'm bringing my son, actually, which is quite worrying. If you've got any daughters over the age of 16 or 18, just be aware.
Me and your son are going to have so much fun.
I don't know what machine to give him because he's going to use it as a crutch as opposed to detect throughout the day, I think.
Do you want me to bring the Quest pack?
He needs something with a strong shaft. But yeah, I'll leave him with Mr. Newman for 3 or 4 hours. I'm sure he'll sort him out. But yes, we may attend RCM. Well, if you haven't got tickets, I'm afraid they're sold out. But there may be some more coming, and there is the Weekender. So let's
there's a golden ticket.
I forgot about that. Yeah. which you can get on this show. I don't think Gary knows about that though. But
Yes, he
anyway.
does. He does.
Yeah, so on the Big Detecting Show, tell them, Dave.
I can't yet.
Oh no, so just keep watching.
There is a certain person, stroke company, who has garnered a Rodney Cook Memorial ticket,
Come here.
and he will be giving it away on the Big Detecting Show come July. July. I
This
think he wants to
person-
do it.
This
Badger.
person's giving it away. Badger's giving it away. Badger's giving it away. She's giving it away. Aren't you, Nelly? Yeah, dog's giving it away. Sorry, dog show.
And also, don't forget, if you haven't done so already, I will run a banner at the bottom of the show. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter for free competitions, which we haven't got any planned at the moment. Our next one is for yourselves who are watching the show only, and special offers. We've got a range of special offers direct to us from different suppliers and manufacturers and such like. And you can get that information via our regular newsletter, which we don't do very often because we don't like to spam people, via bigdetectingshow.com.
Very good. Philip Wills has already sent me his address.
So, Adrian, it's 9:33. It's time for bed.
And it's time for bed. And thank you, said Zebedee, as my mum and dad used to say when I used to go up to bed. But they're dead now, so they won't say that anymore. So, yes, have a lovely weekend, everyone. Be safe, be comfortable out detecting because it's very, very cold, isn't it, David? And
Yes.
I might have a new detector to show next week on the show.
Marvellous.
Show the new
And we
detector.
will let you know who the guest is via the Big Detecting Show Facebook group. So get yourselves over there if you're not there already. And I think we will go out with the new advert. Because you said the word lovely, we'll go out with a lovely
It's
advert.
all about lovely times.
Lovely times. Good night, everyone.